Hey guys, this is Udit. So today we will be learning some of the basic, uh, you know, uh, problem solving and also JavaScript features basically for coding in this particular video. So I think we did till this thing in the last video of this series. We did um, ternary operator, right? So let's move to swap to variables. So this particular function is for swapping to variables. So the core concept of this function or this function is not to just show that how to swap two variables, but to show array destructuring into JavaScript. So this is how we exchange the value of uh, A to B and B to A. So let me run the terminal and yeah. So the values of A and B, where it is, the value of A is 20 and B is 10, and in the this thing we pass 10 and 20, and now A is 20 and B is 10. So the value A and B we are assigning to B and A. So this is a temporary array and this is array destruction. So temporary array means we created an array using this thing, added two variables B and A into it, and then assigned it to two new variables which is A and B. So this is the concept of array destruction. So keep this in mind. So like array destructuring, there is object destructuring also. For that we use this thing rather than this thing. So we can do that as well if required. But here it is array destruction. So this is print number. So this is for printing number from 1 to 10. If you go into the list and see print number 1 to 10, here I am trying to show how to write a loop. So into a JavaScript, a for loop. So in a for loop, how we write a for loop? We initialize the for loop. We use let as it gives us the block scope, and I equal to 1, I is less than num, I plus plus, console log I. So we are not using curly braces because it is just one statement, and so that is why I am not using curly braces, and I am just writing in the same thing. So just like this, count number of digits. So in count number of digits is basically to count how many number of digits are there in this particular thing. So you see there is two, actually two functions for the same purpose, count digit and count number of digit, and both actually do the same thing. So but this one is little more explanatory, so let me go through this. So if the value is 0, in that case, I forgot to mention write this particular code to handle negative numbers as well in my code. So let me write that. Yeah. So if so this is for finding the absolute value of n. So if it num, sorry. So if it is 0, then it is like that. So here I have passed count number of digit 100, so it should be 3, so it has returned 3. Let's put it 1000 and see what it returns. It should return 4. So this is actually an earlier output. So the new code which I have written is actually something not working with it, which is I haven't given so it has given 4, so it's absolutely fine. So this is basically for negative number. If there is negative number, we find the absolute value of it and make it this thing. So absolute value means that we find the number of digit of negative number or a positive number, it should be same. So ideally, so we have mentioned this thing. So if number is 0 or less than 0, in that we return the number of digit which is 0, right? And else what we do, count the number of digit, we divide it by 0, and mat.floor is basically to remove the decimal part and store it into num, then increase the number of digits. So the idea is that suppose there is 100, if you divide it by 10 it will be 10, then it will again, if you divide it by 10 it will be 1, and then if you divide it by 10 1 it will be minus decimal point 1. So it's actually required 3 times division of 10, so it gives the number of digit to be 3. So same way for 1000 we have to divide it with 10 4 times, then it will become less than or equal to 0. So that is the idea, and that is how we are doing it. So we divide it by 10, take the decimal part and then increase the number of digit, and then redo it and then pass this particular thing, then get it back, then pass this particular thing, then get it back, and then return this thing. In the similar way, this is the idea of doing the same thing. Absolute value if n is less than 10, return 1, else we are doing math.flow, return digit and do it again and again. So that's how we are doing it. So going to the next thing, which is the reverse number. So reverse number is also fairly simple. So there is two ways to do it, the reverse number. So we find the last digit and convert it into a string and then return it. So this is the value. So when I go here and when I see this reverse number 1203165, so it has reversed it correctly to this thing, and this is the name of the function, reverse number 2. So in reverse number 2, when I go, the first line is basically for handling the negative number. So if it is a negative number, we will do it like that, which is passing and making it positive, and then after getting the result we will actually make it again this thing. So this is how it is. Else if number is 0, we will return the reverse. Else what we will do, we will divide the number by 10. So suppose there is 1 2 5 3 4 5. So the next function it will pass 0, then it will pass 1 2 3, and then it will pass 4, then it will go 1 2, and then it will go to 43, and likewise it will go and it will reverse the whole number. Okay, so it will make it, finally it will become 0 and 4 3 2 1. So it will become like that. How it will become? Using this particular function. So using this particular function, so every time we divide it by 10, it will become 1 2 4 will become 1 2 3, and then we are multiplying the resultant like 43 by 10, and then adding like 4 by 10, and then adding the remaining, so which is 3. So this particular thing is giving the last digit of this thing, and this is we are multiplying with 10. So here it gives 4, we are multiplying it 0 by 10, it becomes 0, and adding 4, so it becomes 4. Again we are multiplying it by 10, 4, and getting this last digit by getting the remainder of this thing. So remainder with 10 will be 3, it become 43. And likewise we are doing, and as soon as we are getting the 0, we are returning this value which we are passing every time, return which we are passing every time. You see this particular value, and this is the reversed value. This particular value is the reversed value which we are passing in the second parameter in the this thing, in this recursive function. So this is what we are returning. I hope this made some sense, guys. If you want me to explain, please write in the comment to explain this thing. It is very simple. If you go through this dry run how it is working, let me complete it. 1, and it will be 4 3 2, and then it is like that. So if you go see how it is working and how this function is there, and how this second parameter we are passing this thing by doing this, it will make perfect sense. And I have actually done it. I actually have understood this particular problem like this. So is leap year? So leap year, so this is basically for understanding and or into our code. So how to join two logic together. So suppose leap year is, it is not, this particular code is not to explain how to write a leap year code, or if we already know, if else if we already know, but this is for basically for joining two logic together, two conditionals. So year should be not be 100, and it should be, so if it is not divisible by 100 and divisible by 4, then it is a leap year, else it should be divisible by 400, else it is not a leap year. So this is the logic, and we can combine two logic, like suppose this one should be true and this one should also be true, then it should return true, then it should be AND. If either one of them should be true, then it should be OR, and in that case we will write like this. So this is the symbol of OR, and you can find all the conditionals on Google, but this is how we write conditional in join to conditional in JavaScript. Coming to simple calculator, this particular problem is to basically teach you how to write switch case in JavaScript. So switch is basically very similar to if else, but suppose there are 100 conditions, so rather than matching each condition, we write case. And this is not an ideal switch case. Here we are using return, but most of the cases we perform our operation and write break, which means that it will break from the switch and go. I hope you know the purpose of break. Break is basically used to breaking from a loop. So simple calculator, number 1, number 2 an operation. After giving an operation, it will check what it is. So suppose simple calculator 10, and I have given this thing which doesn't exist, so it is giving an invalid input, which I have added here, the default. If it is not there anything, then invalid, but if I give a valid one, it should give a correct result, which is 2. So it goes here, it basically in the operation it switches here, and in the switch it finds the case, it does here, and it returns the value after dividing it. If in case we don't want to return anything, we have to perform our activities here, and rather than return we have to write a break, otherwise it will go to the next case, which ideally it shouldn't. It is called flow through, which means that fall through, which means that it, rather than performing one action, it went. Or suppose we want to perform certain actions of 3-4 cases for certain actions, then we can add actually cases together and return into the last case. Suppose on certain from plus we want 5 3 actions, then we can, rather than break, we can add break here, and so it's like that. I hope this video was little informational for you, and how to write switch case, how to write join two conditions, and also to how to write a recursive function, and then how to do an array destructuring. Array destructuring means like how two elements of an array we can initialize two other elements. So we created an array initialized with two variables, which is b and a, and then again reinitialize those two variables with opposite of these values. So we can do that as well. So guys, ternary operator, which was in the previous video. So I hope it was basic code, and hopefully you will be stay connected to enjoy more these easy videos on JavaScript. Thanks a lot, and programming. So please stay connected.